The Yellowjackets 5-13 this season, 2-9 in the Mountain East Conference under veteran head coach Brian Poor. West Liberty under first-year head coach Mike Lamberti, and he has picked up right where his predecessor Ben Howlett left off. This team is 15-3, 9-1 in the MEC, and ranked 13th in the nation. These two teams met just over a week ago, about a week and a half, 9 days to be exact. The first meeting between West Virginia State and West Liberty, that went the way of the Hilltoppers at the ASRC in the Northern Panhandle, 108-84, the victory for West Liberty in that game. Balanced scoring attack from the Hilltoppers, led by 16 points off the bench from Dante Spadafora. Hayden Abdullah had 14, Jamie Muldowney with 13, 12 each for Aiden Davis and Miles Montgomery. West Virginia State got a 19-point, 13-rebound double-double from Hassan Belkadar and a career-high 18 points from Cameron Wilkes, but it wasn't enough. The Yellowjackets trailed by just 8 at halftime, but a 58-point second half for West Liberty pushed the Hilltoppers over the top against West Virginia State, and the Yellowjackets first played that game entirely without Emmerich Toussaint and Andrew Schall, who were both out injured for that game. Both have since returned and played in the last two games for West Virginia State. The Yellowjackets also lost their leading scorer, Trey Harris, in the first 2 minutes of that game. He took a shot to the head and did not return. So three starters missed upwards of 38 minutes of that game a week and a half ago between the Yellowjackets and the Hilltoppers. So we will see if West Virginia State can assemble a stronger challenge to number 13 West Liberty tonight. The Hilltoppers, like I said, under first-year head coach Mike Lamberti, are 15-3 with a 9-1 record in the Mountain East Conference. That is good enough for first place, but just by a single game, because the MEC conference standings are heating up right now, with West Liberty at 10-1, in the conference rather than 9-1. Fairmont State is 9-2. Charleston and Concord are both 7-4. Wheeling is 6-4. Glenville State and Frostburg State are both 6-5. So still a number of conference programs within striking distance of the Hilltoppers at the top. West Virginia State is 2-9. The Yellowjackets are tied with Point Park for 9th in the league. And I was talking about this during the women's basketball game on Mountain East Conference TV. You do not want to finish 11th out of 11 in the Mountain East Conference, because that means you miss the conference tournament. Right now, West Virginia Wesleyan is a game behind West Virginia State and Point Park for that 11th spot. So as it stands right now, the Yellowjackets are in the MEC tournament, but they do not have a lot of margin for error here as we come down into the second half of this Mountain East Conference schedule. West Liberty positioned very well. They're playing for the number 1 seed in the second half of Mountain East Conference play, but every game means something in the MEC, particularly when you're a West Liberty team that's got intentions even beyond the Mountain East Conference tournament. Let's talk a little bit about this Hilltopper team. Very balanced in terms of scoring, as you would come to expect from any West Liberty team. This is almost an entirely new roster with the coaching change. A number of players from last year's team going with Ben Howlett to the Division I level at IU Indy. That includes their leading scorer from a year ago, Kyler D'Agostino, and some of their younger players like J.P. Dragus and Cam Tinsley, who are being looked at as the future leaders of this program. Those guys on to IU Indy with the man that recruited them. Mike Lamberti brought some guys in that he recruited as well. Spent a couple of years with his first head coaching job at Coker, and he brought a large contingent of guys from that program with him, including this team's leading scorer. Jamie Muldowney is a 6'7", 230-pound junior from Lowis, Ireland, averages 13.5 points and 6.6 rebounds. Those are both team highs for West Lib, but with the system that Mike Lamberti plays that he inherited from his college coach at West Liberty, the legendary Jim Crutchfield, this is a balanced attack, and nobody plays a ton of minutes. This team's leader in minutes is Dante Spadafora, who plays a touch under 23 minutes per game. Muldowney, the leading scorer on the team, actually came off the bench against West Virginia State last week in the victory for the Hilltoppers. He is supported by a couple other double-figure scorers. Cameron Williams is a 6'2 freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio. He averages 11 points and 3 rebounds. Miles Montgomery is also in double figures at 10.4 points per game. He is a standout freshman from Minford, Ohio, just 5'10", 165 pounds, but this guy can really fill it up. Was a standout high school performer in the state of Ohio, which, stop me if you've ever heard that one before, about a tremendous player from West Liberty. Jim Crutchfield and then Ben Howlett and now Mike Lamberti have some of the best talent in the state of Ohio on lock year in and year out. And both Cameron Williams and Miles Montgomery both fall into that category for the Hilltoppers. Also in double figures, the aforementioned Dante Spadafora. He is the elder statesman of this roster. Now in his 5th season of college basketball, he redshirted in 2022, played a role off the bench in 2023, then really broke out in 2024 with 8.5 points per game off the bench. Last year averaged about 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists as a starter in 31 games. This year, averaging double figures, 10 points and about 3 rebounds per game for the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native Dante Spadafora, the 6-foot senior guard for West Liberty. So 4 guys in double figures, but a whole bunch nipping at their heels. Peter Latos, the 6'8 transfer from Northern Michigan, averages 9. Landon Butler, the middle of the 3 Butler brothers, all of whom have suited up for West Liberty, 8.5 points per game. He's a knockdown 3-point shooter. And a couple of guys in the 7-point range as well, including some of those Coker transfers that I mentioned. Hayden Abdullah is a 6'9 guy in the middle, averages about 7 points for this West Liberty team as well. So expect to see a lot of bodies, expect to see a lot of threes, and expect to see some up and down basketball as West Liberty and West Virginia State get ready to square off in Mountain East Conference action. The tip-off and the starting lineups are coming up after this. It's West Virginia State basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Additionally, the use of tobacco products
We're ready for tip-off between West Virginia State and West Liberty. Let's set the starting lineups before we get it started. West Liberty is 15-3, 10-1 in the Mountain East Conference under head coach Mike Lamberti. And their starting lineup looks like this. Aiden Davis is a 5'11", 175-pound freshman from Steubenville, Ohio. He shoots 48% from three-point range. He's made 30 triples on the season. Joining him in the backcourt, Miles Montgomery, a 5'10", 165-pound freshman from Minford, Ohio. At the high school level in 4 years, averaged at least 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game each of his 4 years of high school. Cameron Williams joins them in a 4-guard lineup. He's a 6'2", 175-pound freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, averaging 11 points per game. Landon Butler is a 6'3", 185-pound junior from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, a transfer from Coker, where he played for Mike Lamberti. He shoots 39% from three-point range. And in the middle, another Coker transfer, Hayden Abdullah, 6'9", 200 pounds, a sophomore from Mansfield, Connecticut, averages 7 points and 3 rebounds per game. West Virginia State rolls the same starting lineup that Brian Poor went with on Saturday in the loss against the University of Charleston. Andrew Shull runs the point. The 6-foot grad student from Milton, West Virginia, 11 points per game, is at 36 three-pointers on the season. Joined in the backcourt by Norris Bourne, the 6'4", 190-pound junior college transfer from Beaumont, Texas. He's a junior, averaging 9 points per game for West Virginia State. On the wings, Norris Bourne's high school teammate, Jalen Subject, the junior, 6'5", 185 pounds, out of Beaumont, Texas as well, in double figures on the season at 11 points and 5.5 rebounds. He's joined by Trey Harris in the front court, the 6'7", 205-pound junior from Houston, Texas. Leads this West Virginia State lineup with 14 points and 5 rebounds per game. In the middle, Amaric Toussaint, 6'10", 226, a senior from Saint-Denis, Réunion, at 11 points and 5 rebounds per game. The Marshall transfer in his second season here at West Virginia State. West Virginia State in home whites, the Stinger logo on the chest, gold numerals trimmed in black with gold piping on the uniforms. West Liberty in road blacks with gold numerals trimmed in white. Gold West Liberty spelled out across the chest, trimmed in white as well. Gold and white piping on the jerseys and shorts. Toussaint jumps it off with Abdullah, and Toussaint punches it into the backcourt for Andrew Shull, who's picked up 94 feet from the basket by Landon Butler. Shull working his way into the front court. 11 seconds off the clock as he pounds out a right-hand dribble. West Virginia State looking to get into its offense. Shull fakes a handoff to Bourne, bounces it inside the three-point line, pulls up from 17, can't get it to go. Rebound Subject, out for Bourne, 24-footer, off the left side, offensive rebound Trey Harris. He dishes it inside for Subject. It's deflected and saved inbounds by Caden Davis. West Liberty pushing it up the floor with Abdullah. Eurostep in the lane on Shull. We get a whistle and a blocking foul called on West Virginia State's Andrew Shull as Hayden Abdullah stepped across into the lane, and he'll shoot 2. Hayden Abdullah, a transfer from Coker. Spent 2 seasons there under Michael Lamberti, appeared in just 1 game a year ago as he misses the first free throw. He's just a 64% free throw shooter, but was an all-freshman selection in the SAC 2 years ago. Averaged 12 points and 5 rebounds. His second shot, that one rattles in. And West Liberty has the game's first point, now picks up its full court pressure. Inbound to Trey Harris, back to Subject, now over to Harris. West Virginia State with 5 seconds to break the timeline, gets it to Shull, who brings it over midcourt. Bounced onto the left wing for Subject, back for Shull, right wing now for Norris Bourne. Inside to Amaric Toussaint, turns to the baseline, lays it in on the right block over Abdullah. First field goal of the game belongs to the Jackets. Back comes West Virginia State, make it West Liberty with Cameron Williams. He penetrates, gets around Harris, kicks it out for Montgomery. Left wing Davis, right side Abdullah. Back now right of the circle for Landon Butler. Works off a screen into the corner now for Davis. Back Butler on the right wing. Reverse to Montgomery straight away down to 12 on the shot clock. Now Davis, an open look at a right wing 3. He sinks it over Trey Harris. 48% three-point shooter is Caden Davis. That's his 31st triple of the season. And now the press picks up on West Virginia State again with 90 seconds gone. Norris Bourne cross-court pass to Harris on the left side to break the time stripe. They throw it inside, one-on-one for Toussaint against Butler. And we'll get a whistle and a foul called on the floor. Butler was up underneath Toussaint's left arm as he tried to turn to the middle of the floor. And it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball out of bounds. Andrew Shull seeing a lot of the ball here for West Virginia State early on. Spent last year at West Liberty, did not appear in a game for the Yellow Jackets. Dealt with some injuries. and transferred here to West Virginia State. Inbound comes to Subject, left side corner. He brings it back out high on the dribble, pressured by Davis, gives it up for Bourne. 12 on the shot clock for West Virginia State. Throws it to the top of the key for Toussaint. Dribbles to a handoff with Shull. He'll pop it from 24 feet. It clangs off the back of the rim, and Abdullah flies in for the rebound. Outlet Butler. Here come the Hilltoppers. Butler dances across midcourt, finds Williams. Wide open left corner three. Got it. Couple of open looks from distance. You can't give those to just about anybody in the West Liberty lineup. Jalen Subject breaks the pressure on his own here for West Virginia State. Hesitates with the right hand, gives it onto the right wing for Trey Harris. He jab steps, he takes a three over Davis. He misses it off the back of the rim. Long rebound taken by Williams. West Liberty on the run. 5-on-4 into the front court. Montgomery cutting down the right side, couldn't lay it in. On the move, it's rebounded by Trey Harris. Outlet it ahead, Andrew Shull into the front court. Up for Toussaint, left side, short corner, backing in on Butler. Turns to the middle of the floor, fall-away jumper won't go. Rebound grabbed underneath. Abdullah, outlet left side. Here's Butler pushing it over midcourt. Stops inside the three-point arc, out on the left wing, gives it off for Montgomery. Montgomery penetrates into lane, stripped of the ball by Bourne. It's out of bounds. It's off West Virginia State. And here comes the first shift change for Mike Lamberti and West Liberty. 4 new faces into the game. Davis, Williams, Butler, Abdullah go out. Max Hurry into the game, along with Terrence Pankey, Dante Spadafora, and this team's leading scorer, Jamie Muldowney. The lone player to stay in the game is Miles Montgomery. 17-21 to play here in this first half. West Liberty with a 7-2 lead over West Virginia State. Inbound right side corner to Montgomery. Now to Muldowney straight away. He'll take the three. Off the nose of the rim. Long rebound grabbed in the corner by Hurry. Pulls it back behind the three-point line. Reverse Spadafora onto the right wing now for Montgomery. Straight away for Terrence Pankey. He jab steps. Takes it down the lane on Subject. Scoops it off the glass and in. Took some contact. It didn't matter. Terrence Pankey scores it for West Liberty to go ahead 9-2. Subject struggling to get it inbounds. Lobs it to Trey Harris. He's trapped and bounces it back to Subject. Left-hand dribble for number 4 in white. He picks up the dribble. Has to find a teammate. Down to 1 second to get it over midcourt, and there's the 10-second violation. Subject started to signal for a timeout, then thought better of it and just took the violation. West Virginia State turnover gives it to West Liberty. The Hilltoppers have a 9-2 lead. With 16:48 to play in this first half, West Liberty on an 8-0 run since West Virginia State went ahead 2-1 on Amaric Toussaint's bucket inside. Inbound comes onto the right wing for Hurry, back to the top of the key. Pankey left of the circle for Spadafora. Back onto the right side, Hurry driving on Subject. Gets a step around him. Trey Harris reaches in and pokes the ball free. It goes out of bounds and will stay with West Liberty. Spadafora, the veteran point guard, will take it out of bounds. Pittsburgh native is 5th year in this West Liberty program. Throws it in along the right baseline, defended by his former teammate Andrew Shull. Gets it to Hurry, right wing. Shot fake got Subject off his feet to Muldowney straight away. Hands it off for Montgomery. Shot fake on Harris, dribbling in, nearly had it poked loose. He gets it back behind the arc. Hoists the three with a hand in his face. It's missed off the left side. Rebound by Subject. Outlet up the right side. Norris Bourne. West Virginia State wants to run. Bourne hesitates, now steps through in the lane against Muldowney. Hangs on the baseline and scores it. Tough bucket, Norris Bourne. West Virginia State snaps the 8-0 run. It's 9-4. The other way comes Muldowney down onto the right wing. Out to Hurry, left wing. Quickly fires the three over Shull. Bangs off the back of the rim. Long rebound grabbed by Spadafora. A dribble to the free throw line. Puts it up from 15. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Harris. Outlet up the floor. Shull. Here comes West Virginia State 2-on-2. Shull down the lane. Puts up a floater that's swatted away by Muldowney. Pankey takes it the other way off the rebound. To the top of the key. Out for Spadafora. Left wing. He'll slow the pace a bit. Back to Pankey. Reverse right wing now for Hurry. Hurry to Spadafora straight away. Takes a three over Harris. He sinks it. 12-4, the West Liberty lead back out to 8 with 15:40 left in the first half. Subject trapped in the backcourt. Throws it left side for Shull up to midcourt now for Bourne. He splits 2 defenders. Bourne into the lane, steps across, lays it up and drops it in with a floater. Was able to get out of the trap, spun away from Hurry and scored it. 4 straight for West Virginia State coming from Norris Bourne. Terrence Pankey, front court, left wing now for Muldowney. Back to Pankey at the head of the key. He jab steps, drives into the lane on Harris. Goes to a Euro step. His kick pass out into the corner, booted out of bounds by Amaric Toussaint. And it will stay with West Liberty. Hassan Belkadar checks in for West Virginia State. And another big change here for West Liberty. Butler back in along with Davis and Williams. Peter Latos checks in for the first time. 6'8", 220, a sophomore out of West Salem, Wisconsin. Inbound to Davis, out between the circles. Left wing Butler takes a contested three. It's no good off the back of the rim. Davis tips the rebound. Harris tips the rebound. It falls to Butler, thrown inside for Lados, right baseline. Can't score it over Subject, who chases the rebound down in the corner. He's double teamed, gets it to Belkadar. One-handed to Harris. Baseball pass up to the right wing for Bourne. In rhythm, he'll take a deep three. It's off the back of the rim, taken out of the air by Lados, and here comes West Liberty on the run. Williams across midcourt, navigates to the top of the key. Now Butler right side, drives the baseline on Harris, leaves his feet, makes a pass into the corner. Pankey drives into the lane, back to Davis straight away. Quick trigger three ball off the front of the rim, deflected out to Pankey, defended by Belkadar. Skip pass left side, Butler drives the lane to Lados right side, a dribble into the paint, off for Butler again, lays it up, can't finish, but a late whistle and a foul called on West Virginia State. And that'll take us to immediate timeout so everybody can breathe for a moment. 14:29 to play here in the first half. It's 12-6, West Liberty ahead of West Virginia State in Mountain East Conference basketball action. This is West Virginia State basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
Or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
Twelve to 6, the West Liberty lead with 14:29 to play in the opening half of action. The Hilltoppers out to an advantage over West Virginia State, but West Liberty going a little bit cold from the outside. One of its last 7 from the field going into that timeout, but we will have some free throws coming up for Landon Butler. This West Liberty team going through a period of change with longtime head coach Ben Howlett, who of course was on staff before that, and before he was on staff, he was on the team and was one of the greatest players in program history. He moves on to the Division I level. He's the head coach at IU Indy. Took the team's leading scorer, Kyler D'Agostino, as well as a handful of other promising prospects with him to the Division I level. Enter Mike Lamberti, former West Liberty player, former West Liberty assistant, coming in from Coker. Takes over as the head coach, brings some guys with him, finds some other pieces as well, and this team has jumped right back into it, 15-3. With a 10-1 Mountain East Conference record. One of those Coker transfers is Landon Butler. He sinks the first free throw. 74% shooter at the line. Younger brother of Bryce Butler. Standout player at West Liberty before going on to a final year in Division I at the College of Charleston. He makes both. Makes it 14-6 West Lib. Inbound Belkadar right back to Subject against the press. Left side Harris double team. Now to Subject again. Middle of the floor, puts down a right-hand dribble. Cross-court pass to Harris, needs to get it over midcourt. He does with a jump pass to Subject. That'll settle things here for West Virginia State. 15 on the shot clock. Subject working on Butler, hands it off to Norris. Bourne dribbles it back to the top of the key. Bourne shoveled left wing for Belkadar. Belkadar hesitates, throws a cross-court pass over Andrew Schell's head and out of bounds. Brian Poehler just looks at his precocious Frenchman and says, 2 hands. That was a whipped baseball pass that just went straight over Schell's head. West Virginia State lines up in a zone defense. Here's Pankey with a straightaway 3. Off back iron, rebound to the high post by Peter. Lados to Davis, right side into the corner for Butler, driving in on Harris, turned away, throws it to Lados straight away, left side now for Williams. Jab steps, drives baseline on Subject, going to his left. He's knocked to the floor as he lays it up. Couldn't get it up on the rim, but he'll shoot 2. And it will be 2 free throws for Cameron Williams, a 73% free throw shooter. The freshman out of Cincinnati averages 11 points per game his first season with the Hilltoppers. His first shot, rims out. West Virginia State making a couple changes. Emmerich Toussaint returns. Cameron Wilkes checks in for the first time. Wilkes with a career-high 18 points last Monday when these two teams met in West Liberty. See if he can get something going here off the bench for West Virginia State. Williams to shoot his second of two. That one's good. West Liberty leads at 15-6 with 13:39 to play in the first half. Harris runs the baseline, gets it in left side against the press for Wilkes. Williams running in late, pokes it out of Harris's hands and knocks it out past the baseline. It'll stay with West Virginia State. No time coming off the clock there. Norris Bourne will now be the one to throw it in for West Virginia State. Brian Poor talking to the officials, saying that Harris was hit on the arm on that play, trying to get a foul call there for the Yellowjackets. Got a clock issue here as there's 1 minute and 33 seconds on the timer. Now they've set it back to 13:36. Needed some time to come off the clock, and now they're going to reset the shot clock as well. 13:36, 27 of the shot clock. Brian Poor is now going to take a timeout. So 15-6 is the West Liberty lead. A 30-second timeout called by West Virginia State. And we will keep it here for that 30-second timeout. West Liberty came out firing but has gone cold a bit. Now 1 of its last 8. 0 for its last 4 from the floor. Everybody's getting shots up. Mike Lamberti has played 10 guys, and all of them, except for Hayden Abdullah, have attempted a shot according to the scorebook, and Abdullah took the first shot of the game. The only problem is he was fouled in the act of shooting, so it doesn't go down as official attempt in the scorebook. He has scored. He was 1 for 2 at the line. Here's Bourne to throw it in, gets it right side to Harris. He's met by Pankey. Reverse back to Bourne, guarded by Williams. Here comes the double. Bourne picks up the dribble, running out of time, throws it to Belkadar. Now it's loose on the floor, shovels it over midcourt to Wilkes. Touch pass right side to Harris. He's alone out on the right wing, puts down a left-hand dribble, and pulls it back out high, defended again by Terrence Pankey. Just inside midcourt, Harris working to his left, 7 on the shot clock. Bounces it to Toussaint, cutting down the lane. He's stripped of the ball. It's loose. It's grabbed by Pankey. Up to Butler to the middle of the floor. Williams, 3-on-2. Left side, Caden Davis open for 3. Got it. That's a pretty shot from Caden Davis. That thing hit nothing but net, and it barely hit the net. West Virginia State looking to break the press. Belkadar right side, 10-second violation. Another one, just ran out of time. 18-6 is the West Liberty lead with 12:53 left in the first half. Caden Davis helping to snap that scoring drought. It's now a 6-0 run for West Lib. West Virginia State hasn't scored in more than 2.5 minutes. Pankey handles it just inside midcourt. West Virginia State has gone to the 3-2 zone. Butler pops out high, screens the top of it. It goes to Davis right side into the corner for Williams. He works down the baseline. He's cut off. His pass is deflected out of bounds. Trey Harris got a hand to it. And West Liberty will have it in the deep left side corner. Butler will throw the inbounds pass. 12:40 to play here in the first half. Inbound goes to Davis, left wing guarded by Belkadar. High post, Lados, backdoor cut. Davis takes it in and swatted by Belkadar and goes out of bounds with a second on the shot clock. West Liberty's going to have to go quickly here on the inbound. 12:34 to play first half. It's 18-6. Davis will be the one to throw it in. You've got the 6'8 Lados in there. See if they send something towards the rim for him. Instead, it comes onto the right side wing for Williams, who was standing out of bounds when he caught it. A turnover to West Virginia State. Spatafora, Muldowney, Abdullah, Montgomery, Hurry, all to the scorer's table. 5 in, 5 out for West Lib. West Virginia State still struggling to score nearly 3 minutes now without a point on the board. Got an issue with the shot clock now. Should reset to 30 here for West Virginia State. It's currently sitting at 26. 12:32 on this first half clock for the Yellowjackets. And it looks like we're ready to play on. Harris to inbound from the near sideline. Lob to Belkadar. Immediately double team. Popped right back to Harris. On the dribble. Throws it ahead to Belkadar in the front court. He fakes a pass. Now kicks it up to Norris Bourne in the left side corner. Working on Abdullah. Looks inside to Toussaint. Isolated one-on-one against Muldowney. Works down the baseline. Goes to a reverse layup and scores. Second bucket for AT. 10-point game. 18-8 is the West Liberty advantage. Spatafora dribble jog over midcourt, coming down to 12 minutes left here in the first half. Hurry on the right wing, back to Spatafora straight away. Still against the West Virginia State zone. Spatafora penetrates with the left hand, throws it left side for Miles Montgomery. Montgomery brings it back out high. Now Muldowney on the right wing, into the high post. Hurry, touch pass out, right side corner. Abdullah for three, swish. Hayden Abdullah with just his 7th three-pointer of the season. The 6'9 forward knocks it down. Trey Harris on the dribble, breaks the pressure, throws it right wing to Wilkes. Wilkes penetrates, hangs in the air, kisses it off the glass from 12 feet. First bucket for Cam Wilkes. Back comes West Liberty, 21-10 the advantage. Spatafora left wing now for Abdullah. Back to Spatafora straight away. He sizes up Wilkes, drives with the left hand out for Hurry on the left wing. Thought about the three, gives it back to Spatafora. Now Abdullah will try another triple, and he got a second one. Back-to-back trips down the floor with Hayden Abdullah threes. And West Liberty goes ahead by 14 points. It's 24-10. Trey Harris to throw it in for West Virginia State. Lob to Belkadar, immediately double-teamed. Back to Harris, left side. Wilkes jab steps, brings it into the front court on the dribble. Popped ahead for Bourne, inside, stops in the lane, pulls up from 12. Rims out, rebound by Hurry. Outlet right side, Montgomery on the run. Into the front court, pushing for West Liberty. Out to Spatafora, left wing, quick trigger three, yes! 3 straight triples for West Liberty to go up by 17. It's 27-10 with 10:40 to let go here in the first half. Bourne double teamed for Wilkes. Reach foul caught against Montgomery. Rotated late and hit it from behind. Norris Bourne out of the game for West Virginia State. Andrew Shull back in. And Blake Goodman now making a late run to the scorer's table. He'll come in for Trey Harris. Shull from the near sideline, looking to get it in. Lobs it to the 6'9 Belkadar, who grabs it, gives it right back to Shull, and he dribbles it over midcourt. Shull working right side, hands it off for Wilkes, who swings it back to the left, now spins to his right, into the free throw line, pulls up for a tough 15-footer, and scores it over Spatafora. Something about Cam Wilkes when he plays West Liberty. He's got 4 quick here off the bench. The Hilltoppers across midcourt. Max Hurry hoists the right side three. It's off the back of the rim. Belkadar snares the rebound. 10:15 to play first half. It's a 15-point game. The Hilltoppers leading the Yellowjackets 27-12. Belkadar dances his way up the floor, going between his legs on the dribble. Wilkes looking to lob inside for Toussaint, who's fouled as the ball was in the air. And it will go against Jamie Muldowney. The Irishman bumped him from behind. And another full shift change here for West Liberty. Davis, Williams, Pankey, Lados, and Butler into the game. 10:03 left first half. Cameron Wilkes with a little spark off the bench for West Virginia State. He'll throw it in baseline to the left. 4 across that baseline for West Virginia State as Wilkes lobs it into the corner now for Toussaint. Faces up on Lados. Drives with the right hand, turns his back, now goes to a fall-away jumper straight away. He banked it in from 12 feet. Tough bucket for Emmerich Toussaint. He's got 6 for West Virginia State. It's 27-14. Into the front court comes West Liberty. Left wing Davis. High post for Terrence Pankey. He brings it back behind the three-point line to Davis straight away. Butler, touch pass to the corner. Williams back to Butler, right wing three, off the front of the rim. Rebound fought for, grabbed by Pankey underneath. He's double-teamed, out for Davis. Left side triple, back iron no. Offensive rebound, left block for Pankey. Spins on Goodman, shovels it across to Lados. His fall-away jumper from the right side. Hits the nose of the rim, won't go. Rebounded by West Virginia State's Blake Goodman. 9:20 to play first half. He tries to get out of the pressure, now gives it back to Andrew Shull. He's got 4 seconds to get it over midcourt. Throws it ahead left side to Hassan Belkadar to break the timeline. He whips a one-handed pass inside that's stolen. Cameron Williams takes it the other way, 4-on-3. Out to Butler right side. Hop step, gets around Shull. Stops in the paint, out for Pankey. A left wing three on the way. He hit it. Just can't give West Liberty those kinds of opportunities off turnovers. Belkadar needs to throw it in for West Virginia State. He throws it over Shull's head. It's deflected and Shull gets it anyway. Up ahead to Goodman, takes it in on Lados, lays it up and scores. First bucket for Blake Goodman makes it 30-16 with 8:45 left here in the first half. Davis with a long pass up the left side to Williams into the front court. Back for Davis, high post looking for Butler. He turns with a dribble, bounces it to Williams down the baseline, got behind Belkadar, he lays it in. Off the backdoor cut, a pretty look there as Wilkes inbounds to Belkadar. He jab steps, gets his way around Williams, now throws it over midcourt to Shull. Shull brings it in between the circles, gives it up onto the right wing now for West Virginia State to Cameron Wilkes. Cross-court pass left wing to Goodman, now an extra pass to Shull, who fires from three and sinks it. Andrew Shull with the first triple of the night for West Virginia State. Yellowjackets within 13. It's 32-19, coming up on 8 minutes to play in the first half. In the front court, it's Landon Butler left of the circle into the high post now for Peter Lados. He drives with the left hand in on Toussaint, stops down on the block. His pass back out, deflected and stolen. Hassan Belkadar comes up with it. 3-on-3, he comes into the front court. Belkadar steps in on Williams. He's bumped. He puts up a runner in the lane that's no good off the backboard. And Belkadar will shoot 2 free throws after a whistle and a foul caught on Cameron Williams. And after a timeout on the floor. 7:51 to play first half. It's a 13-point game. West Liberty leads West Virginia State 32-19. It's Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
West Virginia State starting to settle in against West Liberty. Yellow Jackets have turned the ball over 5 times against the Hilltopper pressure, but even so, getting sped up by West Liberty doesn't help either. West Virginia State 9 of 18 from the floor here with 7:51 to play in the opening half, 1 of 5 from 3. West Liberty has taken 6 more shots than the Yellow Jackets and 11 more three-pointers. The three-point shot's been the difference so far. West Lib is 8 of 16 from three-point range. They're also dominating the boards with 15 rebounds to West Virginia State's 8. How about this for West Liberty? 10 field goals, 9 assists. Here with just over 12 minutes gone inside the Walker Convocation Center. That is team basketball the way that Mike Lamberti wants to play it. Hassan Belkadar at the free throw line. He was fouled by Cameron Williams before that timeout. First free throw for the 6'9 Frenchman. Bounces around and goes through. That foul against Williams is his first. It's team foul number 4 against West Liberty. Belkadar has brought West Virginia State a little spark off the bench here. His second game coming off the bench for the Yellow Jackets. Second shot drops for him as well. And he'll head to the bench, replaced by Trey Harris. Terrence Pankey handles it for West Liberty out there with Landon Butler, Peter Lados, Aiden Davis, and Cameron Williams. It's Davis getting the ball right of the circle onto the right wing now for Lados and into the corner for Pankey. On a left-hand dribble, he brings it back out onto the wing, looking left side, can't get it to Davis, gives it back up for Williams behind the three-point arc. Williams driving with the left hand on Blake Goodman, stops down in the paint, throws it back out high to Pankey, 9 on the shot clock, to Lados, right side corner, rips through, drives the baseline on Toussaint. His reverse layup is blocked and grabbed by Harris. Looked like Harris twisted his ankle as he came in and grabbed it. He brings it up the left side here against Butler, crosses over right hand, one hands a pass to Wilkes, a left wing 3 on the way, off the front of the rim, rebounded by Lados. He'll grab and go himself, the 6'8 big man in transition, goes between his legs, dribbles it left side, hands it off to Williams, pitch back to Lados, here's a 3 from the left side corner, it's off the front of the rim, Wilkes grabs the rebound on the backside, throws it up the left side for Harris. West Virginia State's got numbers, 3-on-2 to Shull, back to Harris, cutting down the middle of the lane, the pass knocked away by Williams, it's loose on the floor, Harris down after it, he ties Davis up, and the arrow is with West Liberty. Substitutions coming here for West Lib. Miles Montgomery, Dante Spadafora, and Jamie Muldowney back into the game with 6:54 to play in this first half. 32-21 is the Hilltopper advantage. Lados Davis both out of the game with that last change, along with Pankey. Spadafora across midcourt, whips it left wing for Williams. Back to Montgomery out high. Wilkes went for the steal. Here's Montgomery down the lane. Finger rolls it in for two. Wilkes to inbound, lobs it near midcourt. Here's Goodman pushing into the front court. Off to the right side for Shull. He settles the pace. Takes a dribble towards the basket. Now throws it left side for Harris. Down into the left side corner now for Toussaint. Backing in on Muldowney. Whips a cross-court pass onto the right wing for Wilkes. Wilkes penetrates to the free throw line. Looks underneath. Trey Harris all by himself for a two-hand slam dunk. 11-point West Liberty lead. Some momentum there potentially for West Virginia State. It's 34-23. Spadafora left alone. A right wing three off the nose of the rim. Muldowney tips the rebound. And Spadafora just went down in a heap away from the play. But I have to get another look at what happened here. He is in a lot of discomfort. Athletic trainers out for both teams. Here for Spadafora, who pops back up to his feet and is favoring that left ankle heavily. And he is struggling to get to the sideline under his own power. So he took the three and then backpedaled, and as he was headed back, he rolled that ankle. In the meantime, there was a foul called on Jamie Muldowney's tip-in attempt, and the Irishman will go to the free throw line. Muldowney 6'7", 230, a transfer from Coker. Leading scorer on the team, sinks the first free throw. Has represented Ireland at the U17 and U20 levels with the national team. Also competed in 3-on-3 at the U23 level for the Republic of Ireland. He makes both free throws, puts West Liberty up by 13. Inbound goes back to Harris, who runs into Davis at a blocking foul called against West Lib. Cameron Williams also came up a bit limp on that play. He's got a very heavy wrap on his upper left leg, and he was favoring that as that play came to an end. Landon Butler will check out for West Liberty. The rare 1-for-1 substitution as Hayden Abdullah comes into the game. West Virginia State trails this one by 13, 36-23, with 6:08 left in this first half. Some moisture on the floor after Davis was knocked down. Trey Harris said enough with trying to rub it out with the shoes. I'm just going to grab the mop and do it myself. He inbounds right side to Blake Goodman, right back to Harris, lays down a left-hand dribble, jumps and fires a pass to Goodman across midcourt now to Cameron Wilkes. Into the lane, fakes a pass, takes it to the hoop and scores. Cameron Wilkes pushing in transition with his third bucket. Makes it an 11-point game. Muldowney by himself in transition. A right corner three. Got it. Wide open. Nobody there for West Virginia State. Here's a baseball pass across midcourt to Goodman. 2-on-1 with Toussaint. He takes it himself. In on Muldowney. Takes the bump and scores. Goodman wanted a foul call. He didn't get it. We're headed the other way with Caden Davis. Left wing now to Abdullah. Handoff Muldowney. Quick trigger three again. That's off the front of the rim. Rebound secured by Andrew Shull. He dribbles his way out of traffic and slows things down. He'll bring it over midcourt with a left-hand bounce at the waist. To Wilkes left side, working on Montgomery. Thrown onto the right wing for Goodman. He jab steps right, drives left out to Wilkes. Here's a three from the left side. It's missed off the back of the rim. Muldowney battling Harris for the rebound, pulls it down. West Liberty with the basketball. Out to Abdullah across midcourt on a pass for Williams. Nifty in and out move to get around Wilkes, and he scores. Cameron Williams with a little shake and bake on his way down the lane makes it a 14-point game, 41-27. Harris ahead to Shull. Left corner Goodman. Open on a three in transition. Swish. Blake Goodman failing it here on the last couple trips down the floor for West Virginia State. 41-30. Back comes Muldowney left side. Driving on Harris. Nearly lost the ball. Now he threw it away. Taken to the baseline by Shull. Deflected out of bounds by Montgomery. West Virginia State basketball. After a timeout on the floor, some substitutions coming for West Liberty as well. 4:42 to go here in the first half. Last media timeout before halftime. It's West Liberty 41, West Virginia State 30. It's Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
You have dreams.
A better life?
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
4:42 left in the first half. West Liberty and West Virginia State locking horns in Mountain East Conference action. It's an 11-point lead for the Hilltoppers, 41-30 here in the final media timeout before halftime. West Virginia State has been able to keep pace when it comes to scoring the basketball in transition. Yellowjackets are very efficient because they're getting some good looks, 13 of 24 from the field. The problem is West Liberty's just getting more opportunities as they're out-rebounding West Virginia State 18-11 and have forced 6 Yellowjacket turnovers. It's West Virginia State basketball. Out of bounds here from the timeout. Trey Harris will take it out. Some changes here for West Liberty. Miles Montgomery's come back into the game along with Terrence Pankey, and Xavier Harris has checked in for the first time. Trey Harris throws it to Cameron Wilkes, who fakes the handoff to Blake Goodman and will bring it up on the dribble. He draws a double team, throws it over midcourt to Goodman, whipped ahead to Andrew Shull. Lob to the rim for Emmerich Toussaint, who slams it with 2 hands. Great ball movement from West Virginia State, and it's a 9-point game, 41-32. Reverse left wing into the front court now for Montgomery. Inside left block for Abdullah, working under the basket. Nice pass out to the top of the key for Butler. At it, poked loose from behind. Wilkes ahead to Harris. It's showtime! Trey Harris flushes it with both hands, and it's a 7-point game, 41-34. And now we'll get a stoppage with 4:07 to play here in the half. Looks like the shot clock didn't start as West Liberty got the ball back. They'll knock it down to 27 seconds, 4:07 to play here in the first half. Landon Butler gets the ball back left wing to Abdullah straight away, driving on Toussaint into the lane, stops in the paint, gives it off to Pankey, who lays it in. Harris looked like he turned his ankle and fell down, and he's still in some discomfort. Official's going to stop the play. Brian Poore making his case to the official that Harris was knocked out of the play by an illegal screen. And it looks like we're going to be able to play on with Harris still in the game. 3:54 to play here in the opening half, and Brian Poore still getting into it with one of the officials on the baseline, trying to plead his case, and we're going to play on. Harris gets the inbound, gives it back to Shull. He draws 2 defenders, bounces it right side to Harris. Overhead pass into the front court for Goodman. 3:45 to play here in the first half. It's a 9-point game, 43-34. Goodman on the right wing, high post now for Toussaint. He spins into the lane against Butler, throws a cross-court pass left wing. Here's Harris for 3. It's off the front of the rim, grabbed on the run by Muldowney, handed off to Butler. He pushes over midcourt, one-handed up to the right wing for Williams. He drives in on Harris, stops down to the baseline, bounces it to Butler, cutting into the lane, and he lays it in with a finger roll off the right side. 11-point lead here for West Lib. Inbound comes right side to Shull. He dances away from Pankey, brings it over midcourt, whips it left wing. Here's Goodman, catch and shoot 3 in rhythm. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Aiden Davis for West Liberty. Outletted right side, Pankey brings it across midcourt on the run. Whips it left wing for Muldowney. He drives baseline on Toussaint, gets around him and scores. 3 minutes to play first half. West Liberty answers to go back ahead by 13 points, 6 straight here for the Hilltoppers. Wilkes breaks the pressure himself up to Shull. Quickly fires the left wing 3. He rattles it home. Andrew Shull with an answer to bring it back down to 10. 47-37 with 2:45 to play first half. Right side, it's Butler backing down into the corner on Shull. Back to Muldowney, who pops out for an open look at 3. He got it. Jamie Muldowney just seems to find himself some open opportunities, and he gets another right there. 2:30 to play first half. It's 50-37. Goodman breaks the pressure up ahead to Toussaint into the lane, whips it back out high for Trey Harris, who just barely stepped over midcourt before grabbing that basketball. He works it on the dribble down onto the right wing, calls for a screen from Toussaint. Looking inside now for the big man, switched on to Butler. He backs in and a blocking foul called as Butler went to the floor. Tried to sell the charge, but he gets called for the block instead. Substitutions for both teams. Norris Bourne returns for West Virginia State. Butler, Muldowney, and Pankey go out for West Liberty. Abdullah, Montgomery, and Xavier Harris back in. 20 on the shot clock for the Yellowjackets. Now here comes Peter Latos to the scorer's table. And he will come in for Cameron Williams. 2:15 left here in the first half. That's the second foul called against Landon Butler. And it'll be West Virginia State ball out of bounds. 4 across the baseline for the Yellowjackets. Wilkes to throw it in from the right side. Looking middle of the lane, now throws it out onto the right wing for Bourne, who spins away from Latos. Puts down a left-hand dribble, gives it out onto the wing now for Wilkes. Between his legs with 14 on the shot clock, spinning in on Montgomery, stops right elbow, pulls up from 15, swish. That's pretty from Cam Wilkes. West Virginia State within 11. It's 50-39 with 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Abdullah had his pocket picked. It's picked up by Blake Goodman. Yellowjackets on the run. Goodman stops, fires, 15-footer left side, and he drops it. Blake Goodman comes up with the steal, and the Yellowjackets are within single digits, 50-41 with 1:45 to go in the opening half of action. Montgomery stops right of the circle, and away from the play, we're going to get a foul called against Peter Latos as Goodman went down holding his stomach. He went down to a knee and just crumpled, and they call the foul on Latos away from the ball. That's his first. It brings Jamie Muldowney back into the game to replace him. Goodman looks all right to play on, but you can see by the grimace on his face, he's not feeling great right now. 1:40 left in the half. West Virginia State has climbed back within 9. It's 50-41. Inbound bounce to Wilkes, about 90 feet from the basket. He works it up on Montgomery. Goes behind his back, now spins into the front court. Goes behind his back again at the top of the key. Now left wing for Harris. He drives with the left hand, powers his way to the rim, stripped to the ball, and it goes out of bounds off of Hayden Abdullah. West Virginia State basketball, Butler and Williams back in for the Hilltoppers. Abdullah and Harris out of the game. 9-point lead for West Liberty, 50-41. Bourne to throw it in, baseline right, looking in for Harris, can't get it to him. Throws it out to midcourt for Goodman. 17 on the shot clock for the Jackets. Dribbles right side and hands it off for Norris Bourne. He clears it out, working on Butler. Dances down into the corner, finds Wilkes cutting down the lane. It's batted out of play by Muldowney. They say last touch by Wilkes. 1:17 to play in the opening half. It comes into Montgomery. He pushes it across midcourt to Williams, right wing, rips through, drives on Goodman, muscles his way down onto the right block and draws a foul. Got Goodman off his feet and then threw it up onto the backboard and drew the foul against West Virginia State's Eastern Illinois transfer. It'll put Cameron Williams at the free throw line. The freshman headed there for the second time, 73% shooter. He's 1 for 2 at the stripe so far tonight. He's got 8 points and is a perfect 3 for 3 from the field. Now he's got 9 as he makes the first free throw. Xavier Harris checks in, another Coker transfer, 6'2 junior out of North Glen, Colorado. Played his freshman year at Western Colorado, then transferred to Coker with Mike Lamberti and has now come here to West Liberty. Williams on his second shot sends it away and makes it an 11-point game, 52-41. Harris guarded on the ball by Muldowney, gets it into the corner, left side for Goodman. Back to Harris, overhead pass to midcourt for Shull. On the run, he brings it down the left side, gives it up for Wilkes between the circles. He's guarded by Harris, bringing it over on the dribble to the left side. 1 minute to play, first half. West Liberty leads it by 11, 52-41. Wilkes dribbling over left side, hands it off to Norris Bourne at the top of the key. Shot fake, jab steps on Harris, down to 10 on the shot clock. Bourne between his legs, pulls it back behind the arc. Dribbles left side, now throws it middle of the lane to Harris. Touch pass, right wing, here's Shull. In rhythm for 3, no. Rebound tipped up and in by Goodman. 37 seconds left in this half. Harris inbounds it to Montgomery, and they waited long enough to pick up that basketball for the shot clock to go dark. 22 seconds as he comes across midcourt. And Montgomery will hold for the final shot. West Liberty leads West Virginia State 52-43. Down to 15 seconds as Montgomery yo-yos it in his left hand between the circles. Down to 10 seconds. He's guarded by Andrew Shull. Nobody's gotten moving yet. 7 seconds. Montgomery right of the circle now for Williams. Rips through, driving on Goodman. Turns the corner, takes it in, lays it in. And that'll be it for the first half. Trey Harris on the end of that play looks like he stepped on somebody's foot and went down again like he twisted that left ankle. He's able to get back to his feet and will go to the locker room under his own power. But after 20 minutes of basketball, it's West Liberty 54, West Virginia State 43, an 11-point lead for the Hilltoppers after one half of action. We'll recap that half after this. It's Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
We're back at the half. West Liberty leads West Virginia State 54-43. The Yellow Jackets trail it by 11 at the half. How about this one? You expect fast-paced basketball when West Liberty comes to town, but how about this for the two teams? A combined 70 field goal attempts in the first half and 32 attempted three-pointers between West Virginia State and West Liberty. Both teams shooting pretty efficiently from the field. Take a look at the numbers. West Liberty is 18 of 36, shooting 50%. West Virginia State is 19 of 34, shooting 56% from the field. The difference has been the three-point line. West Liberty is 10 of 20 from behind the arc, a perfect 50% as well. Not perfect 50%, but an even 50%. West Virginia State is 3 of 12 from three-point range. West Liberty 8 of 10 at the free throw line. West Virginia State shooting just 2 free throws. Yellow Jackets are 2 for 2 at the line. 10 points off turnovers for West Virginia State to 9 for West Liberty. But the Yellow Jackets just getting not the same amount of opportunities in that first half as West Liberty, because the Hilltoppers out-rebound West Virginia State 20-13 in the first half. 9 offensive rebounds for West Liberty. West Virginia State actually getting some work done in the paint. Not often you see the Yellowjackets lead in terms of points in the paint, but they do in the first half of this game, 28-16. 12 fast break points for West Liberty to 6 for West Virginia State. Take a look at the individual numbers for the Yellowjackets. Blake Goodman with a strong first half performance. He's got 11 points on 5 of 6 shooting in 11 minutes of action. Cameron Wilkes has 8. 6 for Andrew Shull, 4 for Trey Harris, 4 for Norris Bourne, 8 for Emmerich Toussaint, and 2 for Hassan Belkadar. On the other side, West Liberty led by 12 points from Cameron Williams. They've also gotten 10 from Jamie Muldowney, 7 apiece from Hayden Abdullah and Terrence Pankey, 6 each from Dante Spadafora, 4 from Landon Butler, and 2 from Miles Montgomery. And with that, you add up all those numbers, you get a 54-43 West Liberty lead here at the half in Institute. Of course, this is not the only Mountain East Conference action going on around the league right now. A couple of games have been postponed due to the winter weather we've been dealing with across the state of West Virginia and around the Mountain East Conference footprint over the last few days. Of course, the big winter storm that came in over the weekend. A couple of Mountain East Conference member institutions actually remained closed today. So games tonight between Fairmont and Concord, as well as Point Park and Davis and Elkins, have been postponed. And neither of them are scheduled to be made up before Monday. So still not official what the dates are going to be on those games, but we await the decision as far as when those games are going to be rescheduled. Let's take a look at what else is going on around the league right now. Starting off with a couple of big matchups in the conference as it stands today. Again, less games because, of course, 2 of them have been postponed. But you've got a couple of games in the league right now, including a dogfight not far from here at the Worley Arena between Wheeling and the University of Charleston. This is a huge game when it comes to the Mountain East Conference standings. 16:51 mark of the second half. Wheeling on the road leads the University of Charleston 51-48. Caleb Murray with 12 for Wheeling, Matthew Shelton, Ben Nickel, Thomas Haley, all with 9 points for the University of Charleston. Shelton right now at the free throw line sinks 1, and it is now a 2-point game between Wheeling and Charleston. Frostburg State and Glenville State, 2 teams battling again in the middle of the Mountain East Conference standings. Glenville State with an 8-point lead at the half at the Waco Center, hosting Frostburg tonight. 39-31 is the score in that game. Glenville led by Jalen Knott, Amar Maxwell, and Callum Crossman, each with 8 first half points. DJ Daniel has 7 at the break for Frostburg State. And then West Virginia Wesleyan rounding out its non-conference home and home with Salem, filling in those spots previously that would have been occupied by Alderson Broaddus. And West Virginia Wesleyan looking to cruise towards its second win of the season, a 13-point lead over Salem with 12:34 to play in that game. 62-49 is the advantage. Adrius Janshiauskas with 21 points for West Virginia Wesleyan. Zakai Fallon has 15 for Salem, which is now back within 12 after a free throw. 62-50 the score right now in Buchanan. Again, games between Point Park and Davis and Elkins, as well as Fairmont State and Concord, postponed due to some of those universities still being closed due to winter weather today. Our score at the half here in Institute is West Liberty 54, West Virginia State 43. We'll send you to some national sports headlines, and after that, we're back with second half action on 107.3 The Beat.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to like experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Point range. And you take a look at the start of this second half. Both teams go to their starting lineups. West Liberty with Miles Montgomery, Landon Butler, Aiden Davis, Hayden Abdullah, and Cameron Williams. West Virginia State with Norris Bourne, Andrew Schull, Emmerich Toussaint, Trey Harris, and Jalen Subject, who returns after spending most of that first half on the bench with 2 personal fouls. He played just 6 minutes in the first half for West Virginia State, and he gets the ball on the inbound. Right of the circle, attacking right to left. Subject on a right-hand dribble, gives it into the right side corner for Trey Harris. Overheaded back to the top of the key now for Emmerich Toussaint. His one-handed pass is stolen by Montgomery in the backcourt. Montgomery used up the dribble. He has to throw it across midcourt now for Landon Butler. 20 seconds gone here in the second half. West Liberty forcing a turnover on West Virginia State's first possession. Has the ball with Montgomery. Thrown into the high post now for Abdullah. Back to Montgomery with a hand in his face from Norris Bourne. Drives left of the lane. Stops down on the block. Gives it out onto the left elbow for Cameron Williams. Now to Davis straight away. Right of the circle. Williams. Right wing Butler. 7 on the shot clock. He drives on Schull. Tripped up. A whistle and a foul called against West Virginia State. First team foul against West Virginia State, and they're going to call that on Subject. At least that's the initial call. It's his third if it stands. The next shot off the front of the rim from Butler. Davis rips the rebound out of the hands of Norris Bourne and maintains possession for West Liberty. It's Butler working right of the circle, penetrates to the elbow, now back out onto the right wing. It goes for Miles Montgomery. The freshman gives it up for Hayden Abdullah, right side, 7 on the shot clock to Williams straight away, down to 5. He drives on Schull, puts his shoulder into the defender, throws up a shot off the window, and somehow gets it to go. Cameron Williams just having one of those nights for West Liberty. He's got 14, and the lead is up to 13 now. You get a whistle and a foul on the press as Subject was double-teamed. Williams called for the reach-in, and it will be West Virginia State basketball. 18:46 to play here in the second half. Schull struggling to get the ball in bounds, throws it up high for Subject, who comes down with it. He'll bring it up one-on-one against Montgomery. Now here comes the double team from Butler. He picks up the dribble, whips it cross-court into the front court now for Trey Harris. Harris attacking underneath. Toussaint reverse layup, couldn't finish. A whistle and a foul called on Abdullah. And now Emmerich Toussaint will go to the free throw line for 2. AT has found some of his touch from the free throw line, struggled early on with a hand injury that really affected him at the free throw line as he misses the first here. Shooting 55% from the free throw line on the season, but has really been a lot better since West Virginia State took its holiday break. His second attempt now. That one's off the front of the rim. Maybe a little announcer's jinx there as it's an 0 for 2 trip there for Toussaint. Back quickly comes West Liberty. Onto the right wing. Here's Montgomery for a 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound tipped by Subject. Grabbed by Toussaint. He'll push it ahead. Up left wing to Norris Bourne. Jab steps left. He drives right. Bobbling the ball as he goes into the lane. A reach foul called against West Liberty. And it will go against Williams. That's his third. And that's going to precipitate some substitutions for Mike Lamberti. Max Hurry, Terrence Paakey, and Jamie Muldowney into the game for Williams, Hayden Abdullah, and Aiden Davis. Andrew Schull to throw it in for West Virginia State with 18-19 left in the game, a 13-point West Liberty lead. It goes to Toussaint, top of the key. Left wing, Schull, a shot fake. He dribbles down to the baseline, now brings it back out, bounces it inside the arc, pulls from 17 and sinks it. Tough shot from Andrew Schull, makes it a 56-45 game. First field goal of the second half for West Virginia State. Muldowney with it left side, back out onto the wing for Pankey. Cross court onto the right side for Montgomery. Penetrates on Bourne. Bounces it out left corner for Butler. Extra pass left wing. Muldowney with a contested three. It just rims out. Rebound tipped. Here comes Trey Harris. Baseball pass up the floor to Toussaint. In on Muldowney. Euro step reverse layup. Flips it in with the right hand. The big man's got some fancy footwork and a little finesse on it too. West Virginia State's back within 9. Here's Terrence Pankey penetrating for West Liberty. Out to Montgomery. A left wing three. He got it. Miles Montgomery's first three-pointer of the game for West Liberty. Runs that lead back out to 12, 59-47. Subject to inbound, throws it middle of the floor now for Norris Bourne. Back to Subject on a bounce pass. Subject goes between his legs, picks up the dribble, cross court to Bourne, up over midcourt, now to Show, thrown into the corner through the hands of Amaric Toussaint and out of bounds. West Virginia State turnover gives it back to the Hilltoppers. With 17-14 to play in the game, a 12-point advantage. It's 59-47. Pankey pushes it ahead up the left side now for Davis, who jump stops in the front court to Muldowney right at the three-point circle. Handed off to Williams, a left-hand drive into the paint on Subject. Got him off his feet with a shot fake, and he lays it in. Cameron Williams with 16 points now for West Liberty. He is 6 for 6 from the field. Inbound to Harris, touch pass right back to Subject. Up the floor right side into the front court for Bourne. 25 of the shot clock. He'll slow it down with 16:50 to play. Bourne working on Pankey. A right-hand drive steps around him into the lane. He's nearly stripped of the ball. Now he does lose it. It's grabbed by Williams. Headed the other way, 3-on-2. Williams in against Toussaint. Leans in and draws the foul. He'll shoot a pair. And Williams went down hard. Foul called against West Virginia State's Toussaint. Williams still down. He landed hard on his right side. Toussaint went up to contest the shot. Williams led with his shoulder, and the collision just knocked Williams off balance, and he landed hard right underneath the basket. He's able to get back to his feet. Some substitutions here for West Liberty. Abdullah and Montgomery are set to come into the game. And Williams is going to stay in to shoot the free throws. That's the first foul on Toussaint. And it'll put Williams at the line where he's 3 for 4. If the officials are going to let him stay in the game, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. At least that's what it seems to me. Because Xavier Harris got up off the bench when Williams went down, like he was going to come into the game if Williams couldn't continue. And now the officials are going to make Williams come out of the game. So he goes out along with Hurry and Muldowney. Abdullah in, Montgomery in, and it's going to be Pankey to shoot the free throws. And he shoots just 55% at the line. First shot for the Cincinnati native off the front of the rim. Played 1 year at Butler County Community College. And boy, did he have a year at Butler County. 22.6 points, 8.4 rebounds, 4 assists per game. Here's his second free throw. That one slides through the net. West Liberty pushes it lead 15, 62-47. Now nearly a steal in the backcourt. Subject bobbled it. Gets it back to Harris on the right side. Crosses over left hand, throws it to Bourne up on the right wing. Bourne jab steps, one dribble. Here's a three-pointer on the way. It rims out. Rebound taken in underneath by Abdullah. 6:20 to play left in the game. West Virginia State trails by 15. Kicked up the right side to Terrence Pankey in the right side corner. Inside Abdullah, spins away from Bourne and dunks it. Inbound nearly to midcourt for Subject, coming up on 16 minutes to play. It's 64-47. West Virginia State trails West Liberty. He throws it inside on the block for Toussaint, who dishes it off for Harris, flying down the lane, but he missed the dunk. Harris tried to tear the rim off, and he just threw it off back iron. Big change here for West Liberty. Hurry, Muldowney, Williams, Butler, all back in. Montgomery the only one to stay. Butler trots it across midcourt over the right side, down under 16 minutes left in the game. 64-47 the score. West Virginia State goes to a 2-3 zone here in the half court. Now they match up man-to-man. Butler working left off a screen from Muldowney, gets a switch onto Toussaint. Cross-court pass right side for Montgomery, who slices down the baseline and lays it in. Quickly got around Andrew Shull and scored it. Inbound over the top, comes to Subject, has it poked loose from behind, stolen by Montgomery. Gives it up to Muldowney, who brings it over midcourt. Left wing to Hurry, extra pass left side corner. Williams for three, that rims out, rebound tipped away from Bourne. Muldowney had it for a moment, a whistle, a foul called as Muldowney was hit, and they'll call it on Norris Bourne. Blake Goodman, Hassan Belkadar to the scorer's table for West Virginia State. Belkadar coming in for Bourne. Goodman in for Subject. Goodman scored a team-high 11 points in the first half of this one. West Liberty ball out of bounds. Inbound comes right side short corner to Muldowney. Right back to Montgomery. Pops the three and hits it from the corner. 66, make it 69-47. The lead is all of a sudden ballooned to 22. Belkadar gets it under the basket to Goodman. Right back to Belkadar. He pushes it up himself with a left-hand dribble. Runs into a defender, has it stolen. Montgomery coming the other way, 3-on-1. Williams to Butler to lay it in. 15 minutes to play. The lead is 24, 71-47. Now Hurry sliding in, nearly comes up with a steal. Instead, he's called for the reach-in against Trey Harris on the inbounds pass, and it will take us to a media timeout. 14:57 left in the game. West Liberty on a 15-0 run has taken a 24-point lead. It's Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat. .57 left in the second half. West Liberty on a 15-0 run. This is how the Hilltoppers have become the #1 team in the Mountain East Conference and the number 13 team in the nation. It's runs like this. West Virginia State has turned the ball over 4 times in the last 2 minutes and 49 seconds. They have not scored in that span. Meanwhile, West Liberty has scored the last 15 points. 71-47, the score out of the timeout. West Virginia State brings Cameron Wilkes into the game for Andrew Shull. And it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball against the full court press of the Hilltoppers. Wilkes will throw it in. The other 4 players in the backcourt for West Virginia State. He lobs over the top to midcourt for Emmerich Toussaint, who spins away from Miles Montgomery with a left-hand dribble, gives it to Trey Harris on the left wing. Back inside for Toussaint, had it knocked out of his hands, got it back, laid it in. Able to get away from Jamie Muldowney and score it. It's Muldowney bringing it the other way across midcourt with 14:40 left in the game, and West Liberty ahead 71-49. Landon Butler gets the ball between the circles. Now left side backs Hurry, driving on Blake Goodman, gets around him and scores. And Goodman went down in a heap underneath the basket. He landed awkwardly as he and Hurry both got tangled up and ended up on the ground. Incidental contact between the two of them, no foul called either way. And Goodman just was in a whole lot of pain when he landed. And it looked like maybe his left ankle, rather his left foot, came down on top. And that's exactly what happened. His left foot came down on top of Hurry's foot, and he twisted that ankle pretty bad. And you could tell immediately. Caleb Curtis, West Virginia State athletic trainer, director of sports medicine, out from the bench to attend to Blake Goodman, who is in a whole lot of pain right now. Brian Poore making his way down to the opposite end as well. And Goodman, it's a shame to see because he probably played his best half as a Yellow Jacket in the first half of this game, 11 points on 5 of 6 shooting. He had really struggled to find his way since scoring 13 in his debut on the season against Shawan, but really was seeming like he'd found something here in the first half, and now just kind of a freak play. He goes down and is in a whole bunch of pain. So with 14:29 left in this second half, it will be West Virginia State basketball once we get ready to play again. But, of course, the concern here with Blake Goodman, who's going to get back to his feet now. Caleb Curtis down there to steady him as he gets back up. And, man, that is just one of those plays you see on replay, and it just makes you grimace. He caught part of Hurry's left foot as he came down with his own left foot and kind of landed on the outside of the ball of his foot. And that is just the kind of angle that anybody that has twisted an ankle knows is about as bad as you can get it. Was not putting any weight on his left foot as he was helped off. And Andrew Shull is going to come in here for West Virginia State. So it's Yellow Jacket ball to reset, trailing 73-49 with 14 minutes and 29 seconds left in the second half of this game. It's going to be Shull to inbound the basketball. West Liberty manned up, full court pressure. Shull throws it left side to Cameron Wilkes, who's double teamed, fakes a pass back to Shull, now puts down a right-hand dribble. Working on Miles Montgomery, throws it to Shull over midcourt, and he's bumped in the process. Tried to get it to Belkadar, who put up a shot from the wing, and Jamie Muldowney blocked it off the glass. Would have been a goaltend if it was a good shot. Second foul called against Max Hurry, the Coker transfer, all-freshman selection a year ago in the SAC. Inbound comes to the top of the three-point circle for Toussaint. Right back to Shull. Takes a long three off the left side that misses off the front of the rim. Rebound Muldowney. Pass over the top of the front court for Williams. Handed off to Montgomery. Left wing now for Muldowney. Back to Montgomery. Back now to Landon Butler out high to reset. 14 minutes to play. Hurry gets it right side. Drives on Shull. Gets around him and scores. Hurry with a great first step. Takes it to the bucket. Now Trey Harris has it knocked away. Hurry with a steal. Another layup for him. It's 77-49, and Brian Poore will take a timeout. Harris a little slow to get up on the play. And with 13:52 to play in the second half, West Liberty is pouring it on. A 19, make it 21-2 run here over the last 3:42 for the Hilltoppers. Takes us to immediate timeout, 77-49, the West Liberty lead. This is Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
In less than 4 minutes. Andrew Shull with it for West Virginia State. Inbounds to Trey Harris against the full court press. Reversed onto the right side now for Cameron Wilkes on the dribble. Brings it over midcourt. Tries to get it to Harris. He bobbles it. Got it back. Now gives it to Wilkes, top of the key. Kicked out right wing. Here's Hassan Belkadar. Wide open for a three. He missed it off the front of the rim. Hayden Abdullah yanks the rebound down with one hand. Now nearly Belkadar with a steal. Terrence Pankey gets it back. Throws it ahead to Landon Butler. Into the high post now for Abdullah. Back to Pankey left of the circle. He drives. Skips it right wing now for Butler. Jab steps down in the corner. Drives the baseline. baseline against Harris. Throws a cross-court pass looking for Montgomery that's just wide and out of bounds. 13:22 to play here in this second half. West Liberty lead is 28. Shull in an awkward spot on the near sideline, needs to throw it in against the press. Gets it to Belkadar along the sideline. Belkadar's got to go, pushes it up on Pankey, gets over midcourt with a behind-the-back dribble. Now hands it off for Cameron Wilkes between the circles. Wilkes onto the left wing now for Harris. He's guarded by the smaller Montgomery. Calls for a screen from Toussaint, gets it working to his right. Reverse left side to Shull. He penetrates, pulls up from 17, missed it off the back of the rim. Long board grabbed out of the air by Abdullah, handed off to Montgomery, brings it over midcourt on the run, stops right wing, gives it up for Pankey. Back to Montgomery, jab steps, drives, gets around one defender. No look pass out left side. Here's Butler for a three. Off the front of the rim, rebound underneath for Amrik Toussaint in West Virginia State. He throws it up near midcourt for Andrew Shull. Up ahead, left wing for Wilkes. Wilkes hesitates, takes it down the baseline, spins into the paint. Follow-away jumper is blocked out of the air by Abdullah. Saved inbounds by Butler. Here comes West Liberty, 4-on-5. Abdullah across midcourt, works it left side, hand off to Montgomery. Montgomery dribbling into the free throw line, slows the pace, picks it up, gives it to Butler on the right side. Finds Pankey cutting down the lane, backs in on Shull, whips it out left wing to Montgomery, who goes behind his back, swings it into the corner. Now Abdullah driving on Wilkes, steps into the paint, throws it out right side corner. Pankey, catch and shoot three, missed it long. Rebound for West Virginia State by Trey Harris. Throws it left side for Cameron Wilkes coming up on 12 minutes to play. Both teams scoreless now out of the timeout. Wilkes left of the circle, Harris left side corner. Here's Shull, catch and shoot triple. That rims out, rebound tipped in the air by Montgomery. It's loose, it's grabbed by Butler. West Liberty basketball leading 77-49 over West Virginia State with 11:50 to play in the game. Butler to Montgomery, back to Butler, left of the circle, wide open three, left it short, rebound loose, chased into the corner. Toussaint had it for a moment. Now he's tied up by Pankey, and West Liberty has the arrow. 4 coming in for West Lib. Xavier Harris, Cameron Williams, Jamie Muldowney, and Max Hurry. Jalen Subject in for West Virginia State. He replaces Trey Harris. Montgomery will be the one to throw it in, baseline to the left, right onto the right block for Harris. They caught Wilkes with his back turned. It's a wide open layup for 2. Inbound lob to Subject right side. He gives it back to Shull, who throws it off a foot. Goes off of Hurry, and it's a kickball violation to West Virginia State. 79-49 the lead for West Liberty at the 11:32 mark of this second half. Wilkes gets the ball in the backcourt. Goes behind his back to bring it over the halfway stripe against Miles Montgomery. Working right of the circle, crosses over to his left, switched on to Muldowney straight away. He steps back behind the three-point line, pops it from 24 feet, and it's swished home for Cameron Wilkes. He's into double figures with 11. West Virginia State down, though, 79-52. Ball reversed left wing into the front court now for Jamie Muldowney. Left side short corner, it's Williams with his back to Shull. Cross court to the right side corner. Hurry with an open three, and he answers from three-point range. Against the press into Subject. Middle of the floor now Wilkes. Working on Hurry. Crosses over. Throws it ahead to Belkadar. Had the ball knocked away. Now got it back to Wilkes right of the three-point arc. Onto the right side, Subject. He jab steps. Takes one dribble with a three. A hand in his face. It's off the back of the rim. Muldowney clears the rebound for West Liberty. He brings it up himself. Muldowney pitched back to Montgomery right of the circle. One dribble, 17-footer. Got it. Miles Montgomery pushes himself further into double figures with 12. Here's a long pass batted out of bounds by Cameron Williams. New face in for West Virginia State. Bryson Smith checks into the game. He comes on for Emmerich Toussaint. Aiden Davis checks back in for West Liberty. And a new face into the game. That's Charlie Hill. Subject works it in the half court. 10:20 to play. Throws it top of the key to Shull. Handed back to Subject. Right wing now for Wilkes. 15 on the shot clock. Lays down a left-hand dribble. Driving on Davis. And he's going to be called for the hook. Reached his right arm around Davis's hip to try to turn the corner. It'll be Charlie Hill to inbound it. He's another Coker transfer, redshirted last year under Mike Lamberti. 6'3", 180-pound guard out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Davis with an open right wing three. He got it. Aiden Davis is just lights out if you give him an open look. His third three-pointer of the game. Belkadar whips it to the middle of the floor for Shull, lobbed up left wing for Subject. He'll shoot it from 17, off the front of the rim. Belkadar flies in and tips the ball through the net. 87-54, back comes Williams left side. Into the front court, stops, short corner, picks up the dribble. Top of the key, Muldowney in rhythm, takes the three. Off back iron, rebound underneath Belkadar. He spins away from Hill, throws it up into the front court for Subject. Subject on the attack, stops top of the key to Belkadar. Jab steps right, drives left, draws a foul, puts it up off the glass and in. They'll count the basket for Belkadar, who Euro stepped in about 12 feet from the hoop, put it off the window, took the bump and scored. He'll get a free throw after the timeout. 9:28 to play in this game. West Liberty leads West Virginia State by 31 points. It's 87-56. This is Yellow Jacket basketball at 107.3 The Beat. .28 left in the second half. West Liberty leading West Virginia State by 31 points. The Hilltoppers well on their way to their Mountain East Conference best 11th league win. West Virginia State in line as it stands right now to drop to 2-10 in the league. And again, the Yellow Jackets in a precarious position as we close in on the second half of conference play. 11 teams in the league, 10 go to Wheeling for the conference tournament. West Virginia State currently tied for 9th with Point Park. Hassan Belkadar at the free throw line trying to finish a three-point play, and he does. Makes it 87-57. Carrington Hill's checked in for West Virginia State for the first time. The junior from Charleston plays the wing in the 3-2 zone that's picked apart by West Liberty. 2 passes, and they get it inside to Pankey for an easy layup. Now here's a pass over the top from Wilkes to Belkadar on the run out for a two-hand slam dunk. Belkadar got behind Peter Latos. They threw it over everybody's heads, and he just yammed it with 2 hands. Still some highlights for the Yellow Jackets, down by 30, 89-59. Landon Butler with it left wing for West Liberty. Back to Caden Davis, make it Aiden Davis, top of the key. Skip pass goes right wing now for Latos, who jab steps to the baseline, throws it high post to Butler. He faces the basket, jab steps, looks underneath. Now puts down a dribble with the left hand, spinning in on Wilkes, down to the block, forces it up off the window, won't go. Rebound for Carrington Hill. Outlet left side, Wilkes dances through traffic with a behind-the-back dribble. Brings it over midcourt to the top of the key. Now he steps back for a three-pointer. It's off the front of the rim. Rebound yanked out of the air by Landon Butler. Outlet left side, here's Charlie Hill, 3-on-3 into the front court. Hill stops, hands it off back for Landon Butler on the left wing. Back to Davis between the circles. Reverse now to the right side for Terrence Pankey. Pankey rips through, driving on Jalen Subject. Hangs in the air, throws it right corner to Hill, back to Butler. Left side looking for Latos. It's through his hands and out of bounds. And a line change coming here for West Liberty. Montgomery, Muldowney, Abdullah, Williams, and Hurry all into the game. 8 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game. West Liberty leads at 89-59. Wilkes bounces it into Carrington Hill. He's immediately double-teamed. Gets away from it with a left-hand dribble. Throws it to midcourt for Smith. Touch pass left side, Subject. Takes it in on Abdullah. Rises up and lays it in. Subject unafraid to challenge the 6'9 Abdullah as he goes to the rim. He scores it. That's the first bucket for Jalen Subject. Abdullah with a pass inside for Muldowney, who couldn't finish it, but he's fouled. And he'll get 2 free throws. called on Bryson Smith. That's his first. Muldowney goes to the line. He's got 10 points and 6 rebounds for the Hilltoppers. The junior from Ireland. 2 years at Coker. Make it 3 years at Coker. Did take a red shirt in 2024. Over his time there, averaged about 9.5 points, 4 rebounds. He has stepped that up this year for West Liberty, up to 13.5 and 6.5. He makes both. 91-61. Belkadar gets it back from Hill. Kicked up the right side now for Wilkes. Penetrates. Left hand hangs in the air. Off balance runner. He drops it in. Cameron Wilkes playing well with the pace in this one, has 13 points and 4 assists for the Yellowjackets. Bounce pass inside. Abdullah scores it over Smith. Easy bucket inside for the big man. And Hill, trapped underneath, throws it off a leg out of bounds. Butler and Harris back to the scorer's table for West Liberty. And they are going to check in for Williams and Hurry. Haven't seen Dante Spadafora at all in this second half for West Liberty. He turned an ankle before halftime. He's got his warm-up on over on the bench. Still has his shoes on, but at this point in a 30-point game, no need to risk re-injuring that one for him. Here with 7:20 to play. Wilkes with the basketball into the front court. Bounces it left wing for Subject. Brings it to the top of the key. Here's a step back three. He sinks it. The lefty Subject buries it from straight on. It's 93-66. Now he gets a hand on a cross-court pass. Bats it out of bounds, and a substitution will come in for West Liberty. Aiden Davis back in, replaces Muldowney. A few guys in uniform for West Liberty that we've yet to see tonight. Charlie Hill out there for a few minutes, got his first burn. This is Montgomery between the circles, a left-hand dribble, stopped by Hill. Gives it back out to Davis. Bounce left side corner for Montgomery. Switched on to Belkadar. Back to Davis straight away. Right wing Abdullah. Jab steps. Crosses over to the left hand. Spins in the paint. Hill reaching in. Knocked it away from him, but got him on the arm first. And that is going to be team foul number 6 on West Virginia State. Montgomery will have the ball out of bounds. Baseline to the right. And a hold going to be called as Harris goes across the lane. Belkadar held on to him. And that is going to put Harris at the free throw line. Xavier Harris, first trip to the free throw line, sends this one on its way, gets it to go on the 1-and-1. 4.5 points, 2 rebounds per game for the Coker transfer. Tell you what, this West Liberty team has guys from all over the country. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Connecticut, Colorado, South Carolina, and of course, Jamie Muldowney from Ireland. Had a lane violation caught on that second shot from Harris, so he'll get a second crack at it, and he makes the most of it. Sinks it to make it 95-66. Inbound right side against the press for Bryson Smith. Back to Belkadar. Half spins one way, now throws it up to Smith across midcourt to Hill between the circles, left wing Subject. Subject puts down a left-hand dribble, pops a three with a hand in his face. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Montgomery for West Liberty. Montgomery up across midcourt with a one-hand pass to Harris, left side corner. Now for Davis, back to Harris to center the ball out high. Out to the right wing, Montgomery, quick trigger three off the front of the rim, rebound secured underneath by Cameron Wilkes. He goes behind his back, now he's double teamed. Wilkes trapped in the corner, whips it ahead near midcourt over Belkadar's head and out of bounds. 6:13 left in the game. West Liberty leads at 95-66. Butler gets it into Harris, who walks it over midcourt. Carrington Hill waits for him there. Harris to the left wing for Abdullah, brings it back to the top of the key on the dribble. Now stops on the right elbow. Into the right side corner for Harris, backing down on Hill with a left-hand waist-high dribble. Hill reaching in, nearly knocked it away. He skips it, left wing. Davis, open three, rims out. Abdullah there to tip it in. 97-66. Wilkes, baseball pass over the top. Subject on the run out. Takes it in on Davis. Lays it up with the left hand and scores. Inbound Harris. Quickly back comes West Liberty with 5:40 to go. Left side, it's Montgomery. Back to the top of the key to Abdullah. Spinning into the lane. Down onto the block. Stopped by Smith. Backdoor cut. Pass knocked away. Belkadar tipped it. Wilkes came up with it. He pushes it over midcourt. Up left wing to Hill. Puts down a dribble back to Wilkes. He'll take a three from 24 feet. He sinks it. Cameron Wilkes, another strong performance against West Liberty. He's got 16 to lead West Virginia State tonight. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. Substitutions coming for West Liberty at the next timeout. Down the right baseline goes Miles Montgomery. He's cut off by Wilkes. Stops down on the block, turns, throws it to Harris in the middle of the lane. Harris out for Butler right wing. Guarded by Belkadar, handoff in the corner. Montgomery takes the three. It's not going to count. They'll call an illegal screen on Landon Butler. He went into a dribble handoff with Montgomery and then spun towards the baseline and ran right into Cameron Wilkes, who was trying to continue.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
And the Hilltoppers locking horns in Mountain East Conference play. 97-71, the lead for West Liberty, currently the number one team in the Mountain East Conference and number 13 in the nation. Andrew Shaw looks like his night's over for West Virginia State. He's gone to the end of the bench and has a lot of ice on his left leg, has his left shoe off, and has basically the entire front of his left lower leg iced down, with Director of Sports Medicine Caleb Curtis keeping a watchful eye. It's West Virginia State basketball with Bryson Smith onto the right wing for Carrington. Hill bounced back to Smith in the right side corner. Jab steps on Peter Lados. A shot fake gives it back to Hill with 5 on the shot clock. Left wing Hassan Belkadar will fire the way on the three. It's off the front of the rim. Long rebound tipped by Jalen Subject, out of bounds off Lados. And it's West Virginia State basketball. Another new face in for West Liberty, Cooper Kent, checking in for the first time. 6'2 sophomore from Galion, Ohio. Averages about 3 points per game for the Hilltoppers. Quick inbound to the top of the key for Subject. Dribbles, hands off for Wilkes. A shot fake working on Kent. Keeps the dribble alive, pulls it back behind the three-point line. Guarded by Lados, goes between his legs, spins at the free throw line. 15-foot pull-up, and he sinks it. A little extra touch on that one from Cam Wilkes. With the big shot blocker's hand in his face, it doesn't matter. Wilkes, with his second big-time performance against West Liberty, matches his career high of 18 set last Monday against the Hilltoppers. Here's Kent with a left wing three. It's off the back of the rim. Rebound tipped right down to Xavier Harris, who lays it in. 3:50 left. Here's a pass to midcourt for Subject. He works on Harris, muscles his way to the rim. Euro steps and scores. Plus the foul. Jalen Subject's going to the line. Makes it 99-75. A chance at a three-point play here for Jalen Subject of West Virginia State. 3:46 left in the game. That is the second personal foul against Xavier Harris. Free throw up and in for Subject. That's team foul number 8 against West Lib. Harris trots it over midcourt, crosses over left hand. Working down onto the wing, bounces it into the corner for Lados, faces up on Subject, backs him down onto the left block, spins to a right-hand hook shot and scores. Inbound to Carrington Hill, 3:20 to play, gets it back to Hassan Belkadar. Belkadar across midcourt, crossover right hand, skip pass right wing, Bryson Smith for three, left it short, rebound, secured by Max Hurry for West Liberty. He brings it over midcourt. Hurry straight down the lane, out to the right side. Here's a three-pointer on the way from Charlie Hill that just rims out. Rebound tipped out by Carrington Hill that goes back to Charlie Hill at the top of the key. His off-balance runner no in the lane. Back out for Hurry. One dribble down, pops a right wing three. Missed off the back of the rim. Rebound tipped. Belkadar with it for West Virginia State. Belkadar dancing through traffic. Brings it over midcourt. Brings it over to the left side. Now sizes up Harris on the dribble. 2:45 to play to Wilkes between the circles. He's defended by Kent. Lobbing it down onto the right baseline for Jalen Subject. One dribble, he pulls up from 15. It rims out. Lados the rebound. He'll take it the other way for West Liberty. On the run into the front court. Up to Harris, right wing. Extra pass. Kent, right side corner for three. Missed it long. Hill the offensive rebound. To Kent cutting down the lane. He lays it up with the right hand. It just rims out. Rebounded by Subject. He'll push it ahead. Goes behind his back. Subject down the middle of the lane. In on Harris. Stops on a dime. Scores it with the left hand. And a whistle. And a ball out of bounds. Inbounds pass turned over. It'll go back to West Virginia State. Daniel Burton checks in for West Liberty. 6'9" sophomore from Sumter, South Carolina, is a transfer from the Citadel. 101-78. West Liberty's broken the century mark with 2:10 to play. Wilkes on the left side, driving on the defender. Kent forces up a shot and draws a foul. It's two free throws coming for West Virginia State's Cam Wilkes. Taking a look elsewhere around the conference tonight. Non-conference action, West Virginia Wesleyan's gone final with Salem. The Bobcats have their second win of the season, beating Salem 91-75. Conference games tonight. Charleston with a very important win over Wheeling as the first free throw drops for Wilkes. Charleston now 8-4 in the league. Moves half a game ahead of Concord, who's idle tonight because of a postponement. Second shot for Wilkes, gets that to go as well. 88-79 the final score. Charleston beating Wheeling tonight. And Glenville State dominating the second half against Frostburg State, has a 92-65 advantage on the Bobcats. Hurry, reversed left wing for Charlie Hill. Left-hand dribble to Burton in the corner. He pops a three. Missed it long. Rebound Belkadar. A minute 50 to play. Fakes a pass up the floor. Now shovels it right side to Hill. Carrington Hill up to the top of the key. Stops. Gives it up for Belkadar. Right of the three-point circle. Jab steps. Working left on the defender. Kent spins back to his right. Finds Wilkes cutting into the lane. Hop step. Pushes it up with the left hand and drops it home. Cameron Wilkes, a new career high for West Virginia State. He's got 22 for the Jackets. Back the other way, Max Hurry, a left corner three. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Wilkes. Had it tipped away by Hill. He can't put it in. Wilkes with another rebound. He'll come ahead with a long pass up to Belkadar. To the rim, up in on Burton. Can't lay it in, and Burton grabs the rebound. He spins away from Bryson Smith with 65 seconds left in the game. Kent up across midcourt to the left side corner. Hill for three, left it short. Rebound loose off Burton, out of bounds. So Glenville State poised to knock off Frostburg State. Again, 92-67, the score of that with a minute 10 left. That means Glenville State will go to 7-5 in the league, and they will go ahead of Frostburg by a full game. Things starting to open up in the Mountain East Conference standings. 55 seconds to play. Wilkes left corner to Subject. Goes between his legs, pulls up from 17, air ball. Rebound Burton. Gives it up to Hurry with 45 seconds to play. Up across midcourt to Harris. Harris brings it down top of the key, throws it left corner. Kent, an open look at three. Off the front of the rim, chases his own rebound. One dribble, pull up from 15. He banked it in. Cooper Kent into the scoreline for West Liberty. It's 103-82. 30 seconds for West Virginia State. Carrington Hill, left wing, a contested three. Off the nose of the rim, rebounded by Kent. Mike Lamberti tells him to slow the pace. The shot clock turned off. 15 seconds left to play. West Liberty is going to walk out of the Walker Convocation Center. Well, not quite yet, because Carrington Hill And Bryson Smith trapped Kent down in the corner. And Kent stepped out of bounds. But are they going to give West Liberty a timeout first? Official on the far sideline seemed to have given Lamberti the timeout before the official on the near sideline said Kent stepped out of bounds. Now we got to sort this out. There's 11 seconds left in the game, and it's a 21-point lead, and we got to figure out whose ball it is. It's going to be West Liberty ball underneath the basket, and we're just going to play on. Mike Lamberti says, I don't want the timeout. I just wanted to maintain possession. Burton to inbound, lobbing it into the backcourt. It goes to Hurry. The clock starts to run. The final 8 seconds coming off the clock. He's got to bring it over midcourt to avoid a violation, and he does. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and the final second runs off the clock here in the Walker Convocation Center. It is a 103-82 win for West Liberty over West Virginia State. The final score is the Hilltoppers sweep the season series over the Yellowjackets, winning 108-84 in the Northern Panhandle and 103-82 tonight. We're back to recap it after this. It's Yellowjacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Final score inside the Walker Convocation Center. Number 13, West Liberty 103, West Virginia State 82. The Yellowjackets fall to 5-14 on the season, 2-10 in the Mountain East Conference. West Liberty is 16-3 overall and 11-1 in the league. They maintain their hold on first place in the conference. Take a look at the stats tonight. West Liberty shoots 38 of 78 from the field. That's good enough for 49%. West Virginia State shoots 52%, 35 of 67. The difference in this one, 14 three-pointers for West Liberty, 14 of 41 from behind the arc. That's 34%. West Virginia State, 6 of 25 for 25%. Let's add those numbers up real quick, folks, because I don't know that I personally have called a game quite like this one with this kind of pace. You put those numbers together, and in tonight's game, you get 145 field goal attempts, 65 of which, make it 66 of which, were three-pointers. Just an incredible Mountain East Conference basketball game tonight. And this is the epitome, you would say, in terms of style of Mountain East Conference basketball. West Virginia State goes 6 of 8 at the free throw line. West Liberty goes 13 of 16. Yellowjackets turned it over 16 times. West Liberty with 11 turnovers in the game. 52 points in the paint for West Virginia State to 44 for West Liberty. But the big difference in this one, other than the three-pointers, West Liberty dominates the glass. 45-28, 18 offensive rebounds for West Liberty in this game. Take a look at the individual numbers first for the visitors. A balanced scoring attack led by 16 points from Cameron Williams, the freshman, 6 of 7 from the field. 13 points for Hayden Abdullah, 12 each for Miles Montgomery and Jamie Muldowney. 10 points for Terrence Pankey, 9 for Aiden Davis, 9 for Max Hurry. 6 points for Dante Spadafora, 6 for Xavier Harris, 6 for Landon Butler, 2 points for Peter Lados, and 2 points for Cooper Kent. On the other side for West Virginia State, 22 points, a new career high for Cameron Wilkes. His second consecutive really nice performance against West Liberty. He, for whatever reason, turns it up against the Hilltoppers. And the second time he's set a new career high against West Liberty. Had 18 last Monday, 22 tonight to go with 4 rebounds and 5 assists. 12 points each for Jalen Subject and Amarick Toussaint, 11 for Blake Goodman. They all came in the first half before he suffered an ankle injury early in the second half of this game. 9 points for Hassan Belkanar, 8 for Andrew Shull, 4 for Trey Harris, and 4 for Norris Bourne in the loss for West Virginia State. Up next for the Yellowjackets, a trip to the Northern Panhandle to take on the Wheeling Cardinals, looking to sweep the season series against Wheeling. That comes up this Saturday. Women's and men's basketball action here on 107.3 The Beat. The women's game tips off at 2, followed by the men's action tentatively set for 4 o'clock. I hope you'll join us here on 107.3 The Beat. But that will do it for us here inside the Walker Convocation Center. For Antoine Woods at the controls back on Virginia Street in Charleston, I am Daniel Woods, repeating your final score. West Liberty 103, West Virginia State 82. This has been a presentation of West Virginia State Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.